12 murdered, at least 30 wounded. Our breaking news coverage is continuing at this hour on the mass killings at Fort Hood Army Post. Now, the suspected gunman, at first reported dead, is wounded but alive. Joining us live at Scott and White Hospital is Fox 26 reporter Isiah Carey. Isiah, at the hospital you are, do you know if that is the hospital where the alleged killer is? I mean, who do we know is in that hospital?
Well, Greta, so far, Army officials are not disclosing the location of the shooter in this case, but we do know at least 10 patients are here. 10 of the patients who have undergone surgery, at least 4 of them have undergone surgery, and we've heard from hospital officials so far that all of them are in stable condition. Obviously, all of them suffered from gunshot wounds. Also here at Scott and White Hospital, there are several blood drive trucks here. 100 members, hundreds of people from the community showed up to provide blood to help and assist those who were injured. But we know at least a third of the shooting victims are right here at Scott White, and we're about 30 miles north of Fort Hood in a city called Temple, Texas.
All right, one of the signs usually is sort of a vague sign, but nonetheless a sign is whether a helicopter comes in and takes anybody away to a bigger medical facility in a bigger city. Have you seen any of that? Because that might at least suggest that, that the injuries are quite severe there.
We've only seen one helicopter about 5 minutes ago, and it was arriving here to this hospital. This is the level 1 trauma center for this region. The closest hospital for trauma 1 emergencies would be Dallas or Austin, and right now this is the epicenter. There's also a facility in Killeen where one of the victims was taken there, but we have not seen any helicopters take off from this facility to give us the indication that that person is in serious condition.
And I understand that they're not releasing much information about the 10 who are there, but are you getting any information whether any of them are intensive care? I mean, can we at least have some sort of sense of hope that these are 10 people who are going to survive their injuries?
Well, we had a chance to speak with hospital officials at about 6 o'clock this afternoon, and they did say that the injuries didn't seem life-threatening. However, 4 did undergo surgery, but they're saying all 10 of the victims in this case, they feel like 10 of the victims that were brought here to this hospital will survive.
All right. Now, I know that you're on the ground here in the midst of covering the story there, but have you heard from any of your colleagues about the other 20 wounded? Where have they been taken, and do you know the condition of any of those 20?
Don't know their conditions, but we know they've been taken to various hospitals around this particular region. As I said earlier, one of the hospitals is the Metroplex in Killeen, that they have taken some of the victims there. Some of them may have been treated on the base, maybe superficial wounds, but we don't know the specific names and the conditions of the rest of the victims involved. All we know about are the 10 that are here. 4 have undergone surgery so far.
You know, Isiah, when I look at you, everything seems orderly and everyone seems on top of the story, but the truth is, since I've been on the ground these stories, it's probably pretty chaotic where you are. Lots of people around, people very disturbed, very distressed, a community that basically feels like it's at war. Everything having been turned upside down. Is that a fair assessment?
That is a fair assessment. Right now, this incident happened at 1:30 Central Time. Right now is after 10 o'clock. We had this hospital filled with people who were concerned about loved ones, people who wanted to donate blood throughout the day. Right now, things are starting to calm down. They shut the doors. Actually, this hospital is still on lockdown. While the base has been cleared, this hospital is on lockdown. They're not allowing people to walk in and out. Even members of the media will have to go through a security checkpoint here at this hospital. But it was a chaotic scene. Now it's pretty quiet. We're about 9 hours after the incident, and the epicenter is down in Fort Hood, about 30 miles away from here.
But you think about, a post that large, there are, thousands of Americans across the country tonight who have relatives there wondering, whether or not their relative is one of the 30 or worse, one of the 12. People who aren't getting text messages returned, aren't getting phone calls returned, can't get any information, don't know which hospital to go to, what to do. I mean, it is such a terrible thing that's happening in your community on top of, all the tragedy this afternoon.
Absolutely, and that's why we're trying to get out the information, as much information as we can through programs like yours. And the best idea now is to call the military base. There are people on standby with taking phone calls from family members to ensure that they're not concerned about a family member who may have been a victim in this case. But get on those phone lines, call relatives, call the military base in Fort Hood, call this hospital, call around to get the information that you need. In the meantime, we'll be trying to dig up the information for the public via your program and local news media outlets around the Texas region.
And note to anybody who is from that base who might be watching, call your relatives, because they may not be able to get to you, and you may not realize how worried and scared they are that you are also one of the victims who are in the hospital. So if you're watching and you're at that post, call home. Isiah, thank you and good luck.
No problem. Thank you.